Well, as you saw in the thumbnail, I have 2 boxes to unbox for you. The little one has something from Louis Vuitton. The big one is something entirely different. And I don't know what I'm calling this video yet, but it's a follow-up to the one about an alternative to the Loulou bag, but it's not what you think if you saw that video. It's something completely different, but also an alternative to the YSL Loulou. And I know it's a bag a lot of people have been interested in lately, and I haven't seen any real videos on it yet, like 1 or 2, but they don't go in depth like I'm going to do today, so stay tuned. Hi YouTube, Autumn Beckman here. Welcome to my channel. My channel is all about luxury living on a budget, from high-end luxury handbags and SLGs to the everyday luxuries of life. If that sounds interesting to you, please make sure you subscribe. Click the bell notification icon to be notified if I post a new video, when I post a new video, not if. And be sure to like the videos that you enjoy. One of the perks of my channel is that you will get to see my community posts on your YouTube homepage, and that's where I post rare finds and deals and coupon codes, things like that, for these items that we love. The big box is a handbag. It's a newly released handbag. It's one that I paid full price for. I don't usually pay full price for handbags. I think I'm really going to like it. I'm very hopeful about it, so I wanted to go ahead and get it in my hands. And then I also wanted to show it to you guys. So let's open the small box first. This is actually a gift to me from Winnie B. LV. Thank you, Winnie. I will link her channel below. I noticed Yota didn't send me a gift. This is something that Winnie told me she came across, and she didn't need it, so she thought of me. Actually, she asked me first. I already know what it is. She asked me if it was something that I already have, or if I wanted it, and it is something that I have wanted for quite some time and have not been able to find on its own. Tissue paper. Oh, she put it in a dust bag. Isn't she sweet and fancy? Oh wait. The dust bag is extra things, my items in here. Let's see what's in the dust bag. She sent me jewels. These are my colors too. So she sent me a bunch of these bracelets in gold with green accents. Oh, I love those. Those are perfect for me. Thank you, Winnie. And then, ooh, I also got a ring with a green stone in it in gold. I've been thinking lately I need some more jewelry that has gold, and it's my size. It fits. Thank you, Winnie. Very thoughtful. And then in here, yes please, is the PM size ruler from Louis Vuitton. They used to give these out when you purchased agenda inserts for the year, and for some reason they don't anymore, so they can be kind of hard to find. The only time I ever see them is when they're sold with an agenda, and I don't want to buy a whole agenda just to get the ruler, so this is really cool. Thank you so much, Winnie. So we know this is going right in here in the PM agenda from Louis Vuitton that Winnie also gave me for, it was either my birthday or Christmas last year, I don't remember. Let's put it in. And that reminds me, I have the daily inserts. You can only put 3 months in a PM at a time, and I am down to the last couple pages of this month, so I need to get my next quarter out. And that's how it looks. Perfect. Sticks up just enough, or when you close it, take this other bookmark out that I have that doesn't really work very well in there, you can just flip right to it. And I don't have to tear off the corners anymore, which is really annoying to do. I don't like that. Yay! Thank you, Winnie. That is all wonderful, and I love it and appreciate it. All right, let's get into the big box. What could this be? Quite a few of you, after you saw that video where I unboxed the Kurt Geiger bag, and I was saying I liked the bag okay, but I really wanted it in black with silver hardware, which they didn't offer, or they had one that was silver, but it had this giant eagle's head on it that I didn't want. So quite a few of you recommended this bag to me. Here's my receipt. The tissue paper is a little bit ripped, but that's all right. Here's the bag. And truth be told, by the time I had published that video on the Kensington bag, the extra large one, I had already purchased this. So I think I told a couple of you that commented about this bag that I had purchased it already, but most of you I sort of left hanging. So now some of you know what it is. This is the back of the bag. You may recognize it. I can't turn it around on the front because there's a tag that says what it is. It feels very plush. Take the paper off. Ooh, it's pretty. All right. Here it is. I'm liking it so far. The leather is very soft. I like that about it. The hardware looks really chunky. I like that too. Let me get the stuff off of it so you can really see what it is, and then I will tell you the name of it. And we will be doing a what fits on this, by the way. All right, here it is. This is the Rebecca Minkoff Edie Maxi bag. So the Edie bag in the Maxi size. And that bag behind me there is the Edie in like the regular size. There's also one that's a little bit smaller than that, and then they have Edie like wallets on chain and other styles of the Edies, but the Edie flap shoulder bag they recently released in this large size. And it looks like on screen I'm seeing almost a crease across here and across here. In person you can't really see that so much, at least from where I'm sitting. It does look creased there, but like it's not bad, like it's not very noticeable at all. I think I can only see it because of the lights. I'll give you a quick spin of this bag. I'll get dimensions for you, and then we'll take a closer look at it and talk about it a little bit. And it has this handle with a very big chunky chain and these thicker handles that I like. I think the handles, the little leather pieces that go on your shoulder, are too thin on the regular size Edie. I find that they dig into my shoulder a little bit, but these I think would be great. I love how chunky the hardware is. Look how big these grommets are too. I like the chevron quilting. I like that it's a giant quilting. It's just such a pretty bag. And I think several people also said in that Kensington video that, you know, if I didn't like that bag and they didn't have the combination that I wanted, and I really wanted a bag like this, go ahead and save up and get the YSL. I understand the logic there. The thing is, I don't want the bag bad enough to pay $2,000 for the YSL one. I don't know that that's a bag that I would carry for many, many, many years, which is the case with any bag I've spent that much money on. There are lots of bags that I like and would love to have in that price range, but my funds are more limited than being able to just buy one anytime I want one that costs that much. So I do like to find alternatives like this, and I think this might be the perfect one for me. Okay, I did a little spin. I didn't show you the bottom. There's the bottom. Now in that Kensington bag, and I'll have to, this is stuffed right now, so I'll have to get the stuffing out. I didn't like how the bottom felt. The leather felt thin, and this doesn't feel that way at all. It felt like it had a piece of plastic or something inside of it for structure. This probably has something, but it feels very different from the Kensington. It feels better quality. A few people said the Kensington bag looked cheap, and I would agree to some extent that it did, especially compared to the Minkoff. I have 5 Edie bags that size in different colors and different leathers, and one of them is denim, and I have been very impressed with the quality of Rebecca Minkoff based on those bags. So I knew that I'd be good with the quality on this. The Kensington, if you recall, had a triangle piece here that also was kind of thin and flimsy and had the plastic. This doesn't have that, and there are a few more differences between that bag and this one and the YSL, so I'll show you that. The biggest advantage to this bag compared to the Kensington or the YSL Loulou is that this bag has a huge back pocket, just like on the other Edie bags. So there's a magnetic snap closure here, and then the entire back of the bag is this giant pocket. That's super handy for your cell phone, your keys maybe, whatever else. The chain, of course, you can double it like it is here, or you do it where it's a longer strap like that and it hangs lower, and I will do mod shots for you toward the end. And there's also something going on inside the bag that is making moving the chain a little difficult. I will show you that in a bit when we get into the bag. The front flap here, you remember on the Kensington it had a snap on each corner, so you had 2 snaps that you had to deal with. I did not like that. That was kind of a deal breaker for me on that bag. It was really fussy. On this bag, just like the other Edies, you only have 1 snap, and just like the Loulou, it's right here in the middle, and it's magnetic, and it's a nice strong snap. And this is not functional. Like, you can undo it, but you don't have to open that up to get into the bag. It's just decorative. So let me give you dimensions and then we'll look inside. This bag is a little bit smaller than the Kensington, and it's bigger or smaller than the Loulou depending on which size Loulou you get. Base on this If I measure seam to seam, it's 12¼ inches. The height, if I measure from the base to the lip here of the top flap, is 9 inches. And then the depth is 5 inches. But remember, if you're thinking about how much you can fit inside the bag, that this bag is very plush. So there's not actually 5 inches of space inside the bag. You'd have to take some off to account for the quilting. Okay, let's look inside. Here's a quick look, and then let me get the stuffing out and we will see it in more detail. All right, now that the bag is no longer stuffed, it's easier for me to move the chain around, but there was still something inside that I have to show you related to that. But first, you may remember on the Kensington there was a divider in the center. It wasn't a pocket of any sort. It just divided the large compartment into 2 smaller compartments. And I didn't really care for that. I found, although I can see the benefits of having 2 different compartments, I found that if I wanted to put pouches in that were maybe a little thicker, I couldn't get as much stuff in with that divider. Because let's say I have 2 pouches that are that thick, you could almost get 2 in there, but one was just a little too big, so one had to go in the front and one had to go in the back. Am I making sense? Whereas if you didn't have that divider, you could fit both pouches and even a third perhaps. So this one does not have a divider. This here is just a lip that goes to the back. I wish they didn't design these bags like that and it didn't have that space there. Find that annoying about the Edie bags. Pretty much the only thing I don't like about the Edies. Otherwise, you have just one big pocket here. There are no pockets on the front of the interior. There is this one zipped compartment here, which looks like it has the tag inside. Yes, it does. I think I can't get it off without having to cut it, so I will leave that on for now. Now, one thing that I'm a little bit concerned about, but I don't think it'll be a problem like it was on the Kensington, or like it could be on the Kensington, and the Loulou has the same issue, is that, you know how on most flat bags, when you look at the chain inside, it just goes from one grommet to the other, right? This one, it goes from one grommet to this ring out here and then back into the other grommet. Now I know that's done for the sake of structure and holding your bag upright, so if you're out and you lift the flap and you have heavy things, it doesn't just tip forward. But it's one more thing for the chain to go through and kind of get caught on sometimes. So that's what was happening a minute ago when the bag was still stuffed and I was trying to move the chain and it got stuck. All right, let's do a quick what fits in this. It's a lot smaller than the Kensington. I don't know how it would compare to a Loulou because I've never had a Loulou in my hands. If I was to get a Loulou, I would get the large size, which is about the same size as this bag. But I think that has the divider pocket, if I remember correctly. So let's put a few things in here. And just out of curiosity, not that I would carry this in this bag, but let's see if the very thick desk agenda that I have will fit in here. This may help you get a size, get a sense of the size too. So there's the desk agenda. It's standing up. It takes up most of the compartment. And there's still some space over here, but I'm not going to leave that in there. I had said that I wanted the Kensington to be a work bag where I could put things that I would usually put in a tote, but have a bag that's a little prettier than a tote. The capacity of this bag is definitely too small to carry all the things that I normally carry in a tote like this. So I'm not even going to try to put in things like my Bose headphones. I might still try this pouch. This has some electronics, hard drives and flash drives and adapter cables that I have to have for work. But I think what I'll try instead is the stuff that I tend to carry in my handbag. So first let's do the Toiletry 15 and then the mini pochette. And I can fit those in there like that, like one next to the other. Can you see both of them? They're both in there. My agenda PM, my sunglasses PM, my clay, and my wallet. And then in that back zipped pocket, I can put an extra mask. And let me show you how this looks. It fits everything very well, very easily, very comfortably. And it doesn't feel overstuffed at all, like the Kensington did when I was filling that with things. Let's see, oh, I have my electronics pouch. I could put that in too. That would fit also right on top of everything else there. And I'm sure I can easily still get this closed. Yep, easily. And when I hold that up, it does not look overstuffed at all. I think it looks just like it did before. Oh, I'm missing one thing. My cell phone in the back pocket. So there we go. I think that looks great. Let's do some mod shots. I'm 5'3" for reference. I do find it getting caught over here a little bit on that ring, even though there's nothing against it. That's a little annoying. All right, there it is on my shoulder, and it doesn't feel too heavy with all that stuff in it even. And it's not sticking out so far from my body like the Kensington was. Partly because it's a smaller bag, partly because I don't have as much in it. There it is from the side. So for me, I mean, I'm larger and rounder, so a large bag like this looks pretty proportional on me. If you're tiny, it may not look so proportional on you. I think that proportionality that some people talk about doesn't really matter that much. I think whatever bag you like and want to carry, you should carry it. So I like that a lot. It does slide into the other one pretty easily. Here's how it looks. My waist is here, bottom of my hip is here. If I was to open the bag, would I be able to reach to the bottom? Yes, I can. And how easy is it to close it now? I have to pull up from the bottom in order to get the flap to reach the snap there. It's not difficult, and it's understandable that you'd have to do that. I think that's really pretty. I like it a lot. That's a good length there. This is how I carry these bags more often than doubled up on my shoulder, because I like my arm more against my body than sticking out. And then let's see how this would look crossbody. So that might work there too. I think it was designed so that it could be crossbody. Rebecca Minkoff has a little, they call it an unboxing, I think, on her channel, but it's more like just a little reveal of the bag. She didn't go into it in any depth, really. But I think she said that it was intended to be a crossbody. That works, yeah. I don't think I would wear it like this often because since it's a larger bag and you could fill it up, it could get heavy, and that could really pull on your shoulder. You could certainly do it if you wanted to. And for me, I could do it in a pinch if I need both hands and don't want to worry about my bag slipping around. I'm gonna get out from in front of these blinding lights and go look at this in the mirror for a second. Okay, I'm back. Yep, this is a keeper. I like it a lot. I think this is the perfect alternative to the Loulou bag if you don't want to spend YSL prices. This bag is $400. It might be like $395, something like that. At the time that I bought this, you couldn't use coupons or coupon codes on it because it's a new bag, a new release, but I'm sure at some point they will start going on sale and you'll be able to get a pretty good deal on it. She's been releasing different colors and different materials. There was a white one with black stitching. There were two different sort of cameled color ones. I think there was a burgundy. I say there was something. Oh, she's released it in denim and like a dark wash denim, like a black washed, and then a blue denim that's just like my denim Edie, but in the maxi size. These are really well made. Like I said, I've been impressed with all my Rebecca Minkoff pieces, which are all Edie bags. It's definitely something that I would recommend if you're looking for a flat bag and you don't want to spend YSL money, Chanel money, luxury money. I'd say this is worth $400. Or if you don't want to spend that much, just wait a little bit. It's a little hard to say with Rebecca Minkoff whether something will go on sale because sometimes she'll release something and it sells out and never comes back. Other times you'll eventually be able to use coupon codes or it'll go on clearance. It just sort of depends on the bag and the demand for the bag. My guess here is that like the black and silver one, at least, of this maxi size is going to be a staple piece for a while because the style and size are really in. My guess is in a few months you'll be able to use coupon codes and get it on sale. Until then, you can at least use Rakuten to get some cash back. And if you're a new customer to Rakuten and this is your first purchase, you can get $30 back. So I will link that information below. I'll also link the Kensington below. There were several different ones, and I'll link the YSL Loulou in case you're intrigued about that one. I'm very, very happy with this. I'm impressed with it. It's a high recommend. Let me do a very quick side-by-side comparison of the Edie shoulder bag in the larger size. Like I said, there's a smaller one than this, and the maxi size, just so you can get a little bit of an idea, if you know what size this one is, how much bigger the maxi is. So there's that, and there are the ends. And then I think a good way to tell the size of something, or the size difference, is to show the bases. So there are the bases together. Well, thank you so much for watching. I do really appreciate you tuning in and coming here for the first time or coming back. Thank you again to Winnie for my lovely gifts. I love them. I hope that you and your loved ones are doing well. Hope to see you back here next time, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Bye.